Everybody, hey, welcome to our podcast, What We Talk About. I'm Kumbi here. I've got Yvonne, I got Kota. We started a podcast just to build a foundation for us to talk about and say stuff that not a lot of people are willing to say. A lot of people think about it, but they don't actually say it, or they don't think about the conversation. So that's kind of just a base of why we started it. Yvonne, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
All right. All right. So my name's Ernesto. I go by Yvonne. That's my middle name. I'm just throwing that out there because Ernesto's my first name. So I want you guys to know me for who I am. Anyways, me and my boys, we have a lot of shit to say, like he was saying, that you probably already think about. So we just want you to hear us out. A little bit more about me. I'm from Idaho. I work a lot, and I'm trying to live my best life. And by doing that, I love to make lasting memories with everyone. And I think a podcast is a really good way to do that. What do you think, Code?
Uh, yeah, don't call me that.
Okay, all right. I go by Yvonne. You go by whatever you want, man.
No, I'm Dakota. I just prefer Coda. Not Code. That shit's weird to me. Dakota sounds weird as fuck too. That's just really formal. But I really just joined the podcast. Like I don't give a rat's ass about talking about anything. I just thought it'd be fun as fuck. You know, like 5 years down the line, like, to listen to what I used to fucking say. That's really it.
I agree with that, man. You know how many people wish they could go back? Like sometimes I think that's what I really like about podcasts too, is that it's forever lasting. Like we can look back on it. It'll be here even after we die.
Yeah, I wasn't finished, but
My bad. Oh, let me ready up.
Alex came to me with the idea last night, and I was like, all on board with that shit. And I'm not gonna lie, they definitely overthought it a lot. Again? We're gonna do this again?
I know this is kind of off track here, but my girl just came in, and dude, she brought me some Pokemon cards. Oh, this is so awesome.
Well.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, I guess let's go into our first topic then. 2020,
Okay.
the year 2020. Let's just,
Ooh.
talk about our thoughts on it. My first thought when I hear 2020 is the worst year ever. Sucks. Terrible. Shit.
Bro.
My first thought is, yeah, pretty much the worst year for everybody.
Yes and no. For everyone who isn't involved with Pokemon, yes, it was the worst year ever. But for Pokemon, dude, hey, this just happened.
Fresh new
I did not even
hentai.
think about it. My girl brought me Pokemon cards from the dollar store right now. Dude, Pokemon probably had the biggest year they've ever had last year.
I don't know,
Like,
you know, I
it's
feel like their
ridiculous.
startup year is pretty
Yeah,
big.
But from an economical standpoint, maybe awesome for Pokemon, but like,
Right.
I think for a lot of people,
Like,
though, 2020
the
was
grand
pretty
scheme of things.
shitty.
Like, you had fucking quarantine,
Okay.
you had Kobe Bryant's death, you had... Some people lost their jobs. I didn't lose my job, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, it was just
gave myself
overall
a raise.
really shitty year. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Actually
Thanks.
lost money.
No, that's true. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, it was really horrible. But isn't it crazy to think, because we've already been through something like this before in the past. Like as far as like Alex, you were talking about economics. When our economy like shut down in 2008, that was like the worst year ever for majority of the people in the United States. And it's like crazy to me how there's other people that can be having like the best year of their life, or companies or businesses or whatever it is, you know, through something that's so big like that. Like Kota, like you were saying, like in the grand scheme of things, like most people are having a shitty year last year. And then there's
Yeah.
others that are like, they don't understand how everyone's doing shitty because they're doing so freaking good. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't want to say my year was way worse than anybody else's. My year really wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. But
I think my year was okay. I mean, I don't think it was that bad.
What's the best thing that happened to you all year?
fuck, last year, I'd say it's both. Like, it's the best thing, but also the worst thing.
So you.
What, you got the clap?
Tell us.
That's actually facts. Last year was the year. Like,
You're like, yeah, I got the clap. Shit.
no, I think the best and worst thing ever was getting a girlfriend.
So the same thing. So you think the best thing that happened to you was getting a girlfriend, and the worst thing that happened to you was getting a girlfriend.
Yeah.
What's your girl got to say about
Yeah.
this?
Well, go more in depth.
Okay, well, we're broken up, so she's not my girl anymore. We don't talk anymore either. Like, I have no idea what the fuck she's doing. Last I heard, she was living in California. But, like, I think having a girlfriend was nice. Like, there was definitely positives about having a girlfriend, but at the same time, like, it wasn't the best relationship at all. It was pretty toxic.
Well, that's it then, bro. Like, that's literally what it's about. Like, if it's toxic, you're a smart man, like, for getting out, because there's some people, bro, that just they can't let go.
Like, it wasn't abusive or anything. Like, I didn't hit her. She didn't hit me. Nothing like that. But
I sure hope not.
yeah, but if she would have stepped out of line, she
Breaking
knew
news
she was coming.
podcast. Kota beats girlfriend.
But she hit you with the clap.
Yeah, no.
Like, right.
But like,
that's fucking funny.
Good.
like, I don't know if you guys have been in a relationship where you feel like you can't really like be yourself. If that makes sense.
I think that depends.
Like, they don't-
bro.
They don't support your likes, your dislikes. They don't like. You can't make the jokes you love to joke about. Like, you're
I don't know
always
about
constantly
that
living
much.
within a filter. Okay, well, that's what it kind of felt like. Like, I'm pretty sure like she didn't mean for it to feel like that, but that's how it felt like most of the time. But
Well,
like,
how
it
long
also-
do you guys date?
we started dating. So technically, we started dating in 2019, like October 8th, 2019. We dated till like November, broke up, got back on Christmas, broke up in March, got back in April on Easter, broke up July
Dang.
6th. Like, we were on and off.
Holy
That
cow.
was a lot.
But-
So like in total though, you feel like a year.
Pretty close to a year. I'd say like 8 months total. But
So what's the best part of it then? Because you said it was the best
I think the
part,
best
but
part
it
of
was the bad part. So like
I think
what
it taught me a
deep-
lot. It taught me a lot. It also, like, it kind of, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but like, when I met her, I didn't have a job. I was babysitting for Keisha, who's my sister. I was getting paid like $50 a month, and I knew like she was fucking paying me really bad for what I was doing, but I was like, the
Yeah,
only way I could
Shout
get
out
money.
to you, Keisha.
Yeah, shout out to Keisha. Thanks for giving me my first ever unofficial job. But,
Yeah. Well, you do what you got to do, you know. The
Yeah,
relationship
so-
thing is hard, bro. Like, I feel like even if it goes good, or if it goes bad, it's a roller coaster, bro. Like, it really is. At the end of the day, like, as long as I've been in a relationship, it's had its ups and downs, but I think it also depends on how you balance it, because it's kind of like give and get. You know what I mean? You'll
Yeah.
find someone that'll be perfect for you, or that's almost perfect, or your definition of what perfect is changes like as time goes on when you're with that person. I know it's
Yeah,
crazy. Like, it's really complex.
I think the relationship taught me so much shit. Like, she's probably the reason I got my first ever job, which kind of like, I grew up with really shitty clothes throughout all of high school, which is something I always was like upset about. So I actually started getting like really fucking dope clothes, like by the end of high school, and like now my closet is full of like name brand shit, high quality shit.
like
Just a few weeks ago, I just
Fruit of
bought.
the Loom.
Oh, even better, dude. Fucking Hanes. I'm fucking rich right now. But like she's the reason I got my first job, and then she like it taught me a lot about relationships in general, because like before you ever get into like your first ever like big official relationship, you have like an expectation of what it is, and like when it failed to meet my expectations the first time, I was just so fucking let down, and I blamed her for it. But at the same time, it was mostly me, because I drew upon these like expectations that she couldn't live up to because I saw them in movies and shit.
Right.
But now I go into relationships and friendships with like no expectations, which is great.
Well, that's crazy, dude. So, okay, so it sounds like you learned about relationships and people.
Yeah,
and
like she
you
taught me a valuable
You
lesson.
obviously grew from it, right?
Yeah, I grew from it,
That's good, man.
and it kind of launched a Great Depression. So that's also a downside. But like, other than that, my year was just basically on and off relationship and getting a new job. That's summary of my year.
Kind of bittersweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the greatest.
It's kind of like a raspberry, you know? The
Raspberry.
older the berry,
No.
the sweeter the juice.
No, I don't
What?
think that's what they say.
I don't think
I think you
that's
just
right
made that up.
Best and worst. Honestly, I don't know if I can think of a best one because I can't think of anything that was like fantastic and great that happened this year. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that happened that was fantastic and great, but like nothing that just stands out that immediately I'm like, oh man, this happened and it was amazing and this and this and this and. But like, I could think of a lot of worse like things that happened this year. Like, honestly, freaking Kobe dying, that sucked.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and like I mean, Kota kind of knows. Like, Kobe was like my idol growing up. So for me, like that was like that hit pretty hard. Because it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's like one of those things where it's like you never met the guy, but you feel like you've known him your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It was like I never met him, never been to one of his games, nothing like that. It was just he was the dude that I idolized when I was a kid. So as I grew up, Kobe was like the one and only main idol that I had. And
The Black Mamba.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much like a lot of why I am the way I am. Like it's the reason that I have a good work ethic. It's the reason that I have some of the way that I think is because of the way that I.
Bro,
that he
good
thought.
work ethic? Bro, your work ethic is fucking ridiculous. Like, literally, like and I know this because I've known you for so long and we work together, but dude, I think you're underestimating yourself when you say good. Like, it's a little bit more than that, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like, and
Just throwing that out there.
I know I've got a better than average work ethic, but like, I don't know, it was just that, and like, part of me was like losing Kobe, like honestly, it just felt like I had lost. I don't know, it felt like you lose a piece of yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I hear that all the time.
Just because of like he was so much a part of like why I am the way I am. So it was like it was just like that, like you lost a piece
Boom.
of yourself.
Got it.
Yeah, that sucks,
So-
dude.
Yeah, that it definitely hit hard, dude. Fuck yeah. But yeah, like, I low key, I'm not even gonna front, man. I freaking tried it, dude. I balled for like days and weeks and like, cause it's, I don't know. It's super hard to explain, man. It's just like, it's like, I don't know. It felt like almost like you lost a parent or you lost something like that, because it's, I don't know. There's so much a part of who you are and why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, to lose that, it felt like, how do I move forward from here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like he was like an idol. He was an idol to you, and not just you, but a lot of people, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Kobe.
Well,
You
it's
know?
like, and it's, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, it's bigger than just being just an idol for me, because it's like, he represented a huge piece of who I am. So it's like, I don't know. It felt like a part of me had died. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we know what you mean. You've gotten that message across.
I don't know.
You've actually said that more than once.
It's deja vu right
Okay.
now.
Dude.
It's hard to explain,
Look.
man. I'm waiting for one of you guys
No.
to like help me try
Well,
to explain.
I get
it,
what
but
you
it's
mean.
not-
I'm trying to wait for you to fucking figure out.
Clearly,
I think everyone knows what you mean
there's
right
a
now.
lot of sentimental value there, bro.
Because
You know
like
what I mean?
I wasn't even half as big as a Kobe fan as you were, but like I used to fucking, when I was feeling unmotivated or like when I was trying to get like in shape or anything, I'd always go to Kobe Bryant. Or like when I was about to go play basketball, I'd always go to Kobe Bryant. So like anytime I'm feeling like unmotivated, it's always Kobe Bryant's voice in my head. and I only started watching Kobe Bryant at like age 10.
I downplay shit that's bad. Like if it is bad, I always try to find like the bright side to it. So then I end up convincing myself it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Oh, so you're pessimistic.
I have one thing too, like
Pessimistic?
I mean, optimistic.
Yes. I was like, pessimistic? What the fuck? Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about shit, man. I mean, if I had anything bad, like if I'm gonna just throw anything out there, I would say the worst part of my year is not accomplishing all the stuff I wanted to do because I spread myself too thin. That's the worst part of my year.
What about the best part of your year? I mean, you did get engaged last year. I'd hope that's be an honorable mention of being the best part of your year.
Ooh.
It's January right now. You know what? You know what the best part of my year was last year?
God! Oh my God! Damn! You better hope Kenya's not watching right now.
Wait, what?
The best part of the year wasn't getting engaged? That wasn't in like a top moment for you?
Oh, I didn't even hear you say that. I was too busy thinking.
Yeah.
Dude,
Bullshit,
you know
dude.
what, bro? Honestly, yeah, that's it right there, hands down, bro. Literally,
yeah, you
bro,
sure about that?
that was like a life-altering moment for me, bro. Like I never thought of it like that because I always felt like, you know, I was never like the long-term guy like in high school. You know what I mean? I didn't really care about that. And I don't, you know what I mean? It's like something you see in a movie. Oh, like big whoop. Oh, it's life-altering. Yeah. But after being with my girl, like as long as we've been together, and finally like popping that question, 7 years. 7 years, man. I know a lot of people are like, dude, how have you not like married her yet and blah blah. And it's like, you know what? I've heard people say stuff like, if I was with somebody that long and they didn't propose, I'd have left them. But well, that means you didn't really love them then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just like a cherry on top. And I'm also like a numbers guy. My favorite number is 7, so I wanted to propose on our 7th year. And like, I had my doubts. I'm not gonna lie. Like before we got to that point, like maybe like after the first year, second year, I was like, man, like that is what I want to do if we get there. And we made it. And I've already known for a long time, bro, that she's the one. So it was epic. I don't know. I haven't posted a video about it, but like we went on a helicopter ride, took her up to Jackson. We went and like flew over the Tetons, like made it all like, you know. I wanted to do something that like I have never seen done before. At least not from anybody I know, you know.
Yeah.
And dude, pop the question, man. I was so nervous, bro. Like I felt like my heart like was in my throat. Like I just couldn't talk. Like. You know, you gotta man it up. You gotta man up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And just do it.
No, I don't think we know what you mean.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about what you mean?
You're like, what do you mean by? No, it's epic, man. It really is. Just something that I think for a lot of people don't truly understand until you go through it. You know what I mean? Because like you've committed to somebody, and it's really cool. I don't know, man. It's awesome, bro. Finally there. Yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my year.
I think anybody who knows me knows that like I definitely would not have ever.
You're socially awkward.
Okay. What?
Like,
where are we going with this?
Well, before Kota told me I was socially awkward. No, I was trying
like
to go.
that's what
with-
you're trying to get across. You're socially awkward.
No, I was trying to get across like me stepping outside of my bubble. That's one thing I like about this year. Something about this year just made me just want to step outside of my bubble because like,
Bro.
I don't think I ever in like 3 years ago would I have ever been like, man, I'm gonna start a gaming channel. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna post videos on YouTube. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. I'm just gonna do it. And this year it was just like, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna do it. What's the worst that's gonna happen?
I have a theory on that.
What's your theory?
On like why you might be thinking that like something about this year got you out of your shell. I have a theory. and I think this goes for like everyone. You guys want to hear it?
Okay, congratulations.
Let's hear it.
Yes, fucking say the theory. Holy shit.
You know what? I'm actually just gonna keep it to myself.
Oh my god. Dude, fuck this guy.
No, but I think a big part of that, bro, has to do with one very simple thing.
What's the
This
simple
is a,
thing?
this is a simple thing that everyone who lives in America has had to change, and it's wearing a face mask. I literally think that has boosted people's confidence, bro. Like, almost everyone's.
Wait a minute. Go,
Simply
No.
go more in
because
depth.
No.
What do you mean? How did that boost people's confidence?
It doesn't. I think he's just making up random statistics.
what, dude? What
Like,
do you
this
mean?
guy is pulling shit out of his ass right now. Like, I don't think
Hold
it
up.
boosted people's confidence
Hold
in
up.
terms of like putting themselves out there. I think your maybe self-esteem could have been boosted because I think a lot of people look better with the masks on. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's people I see that take the fucking mask off and I'm like, oh Lord have mercy, put it back on. Like,
Look,
straight up.
dude, that's a part of it. Because okay,
yeah,
people
I think
look
your
different with the
confidence is
mask,
boosted.
and they also it's easier to talk to others because you can't really read people's facial expressions, so you don't get as like self-conscious. I really think that's a big part of why maybe a lot of people are feeling surprisingly good, even throughout this pandemic. They just like feel more confident for some reason. At least that's how it's affected me. I ain't gonna lie. I really think that
I don't feel
it
more
helped boost my
confident because of
confidence.
the face mask. I feel more confident because I'm actually like have a job and I'm required to put myself out there.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't think either of those are for me. I see what Yvonne's saying. Like, I think the face mask can help with like physical confidence. Like, you feel more confident in your appearance because of now half your face is covered. So if you're ugly as shit, nobody's gonna know. So,
It's not about like looks though. It's more like how, okay, some people are like socially awkward, or they have like what is it? What's resting bitch face? Resting RBF. Some
RBF.
people got RBF, and with the face mask, that is cured. It goes away. You know what I mean? Like, so people just aren't as judgmental because you judge a person, you know, based on like their personality or how they talk to you, maybe their gestures, facial expressions, and losing like half of them, you only get to see their eyes now, can change the way people respond to you. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think a little bit. I don't know. For me, I don't feel like the face mask did anything. Actually, for me, I
Yeah, I
almost
don't
feel like
feel
it took some confidence away because now nobody
I feel
gets
like
to
I
look
look-
at my face.
no, I think that's better for everybody's sake. But
That's
Like,
so crazy.
I
bro.
honestly,
we
I-
think like very polar, like opposite, you know?
I mean, like, I
Yeah.
have nothing ashamed of. I don't mind. I think my face looks good, so.
I really don't look at people like. I think having people be more attractive has made it harder to talk to them from a single person's perspective.
Wait, okay, say that again.
Like, people looking more attractive with the mask on have made it harder to talk to them.
No way.
Because then, yeah, because then you don't get to really see like the ugly that they're hiding underneath. Like, you straight up think, like, oh man, she's fucking. Like,
She a dime.
she's cute. Yeah, you're out here thinking she's a dime, and like, no offense, but I have less troubles talking to ugly people than I do pretty people. I think that's just fucking how the world works.
I think that's normal. I mean, like, I think
Yeah.
that's like normal. I would
So
say,
with
yeah,
everyone out
to an
here
extent.
looking more attractive, like, the more attractive they look, the harder it is to talk to them. So with everyone looking 10 times better if they're ugly, like, it gets harder to talk to them.
I think I don't know. I feel like you get over that when you're.
Yeah, I feel like you can get over that when you're in a relationship because
The
you
older
don't have
you
to worry about
get,
picking it.
well, I don't know. The older you get, the less you start to look at people as you're attractive and you're not. You just start to look at people as people.
See, that's
I agree with
don't
that.
know.
I do
Because
agree with that
when I was in
too.
high school, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I struggled because if like they were cute or something like that, I'd be like, man, like, look at me. Like, you know, you start to doubt yourself. I don't think it's that you hype them up, but you start to doubt your look and your ability, I guess. Versus
Yeah.
like now as you're an adult, like you kind of grow out of the whole mindset of like I have to be, I have to dress a certain way. I've gotta fit in. Like you kind of
fitting in
is
definitely goes out the fucking window.
like yeah, that's why you see some adults. Some adults are really strange and weird. Like, but it's because of like they've outgrown that phase of like, why do I need to impress you? Like it doesn't matter if you like me or not.
I like 100% agree with you, but I've also met some people that are like 18, 17, 19, 20 years old. They're in that like age group, and they don't give a fuck. Like you could tell them to their face, like, bruh, you need to shower, change that fucking sweater you wear all week, do something, and they're like, no, I don't want to. I've literally met people like that. I'm like, okay,
is it
person's
just
different.
the Brits? Is that what you're referring to? Just the Brits that are doing that?
The Brits.
The Brits. Touche. No, but I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. I think it's kind of like a phase thing, man.
I mean, so going back to like what I was saying is like, I don't know, for me personally, I just feel proud of myself that I stepped out and I was willing to do something that I normally probably would not have ever done. I'm honestly kind of excited to see like where COVID eventually leads to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
are we gonna stay in the situation we're at where we're wearing masks, social distancing? Because like it's so weird. Because I'm like, you look back on 2020 and you think about, man, last year at this time, nobody was talking about COVID. Like, I mean, people knew about it because it was in China, but it wasn't like a reality for people in America. Like, we were just kind of like, COVID. Like, we were just like, that's just the flu. That's just another strand of the flu. Who cares about COVID? And then it's like, now here we are, freaking movie theaters are shut down, social distancing signs all over the place. You have to wear a mask to work. You have to wear a mask just to go in somewhere. Like,
Yeah, it's like literally changed everyone's life.
yeah, all that in a matter of like 8 months. Because it wasn't like this back in like February. It all started back in like March.
Yeah, it's nutty, man. Who knows? What if this is... Some people have conspiracy theories and they think that this was a man-created disease and they're trying to get us to like perform. You know what I mean? So like a new way of living. That way the government can control us. Like wear a mask. They're starting to set new rules and regulations. Like I don't know, man. What if this becomes life? What if we forever have to wear a mask, like for the rest of time, because this disease does not stop?
That would be terrible, man. That would be terrible. So 2021, and kind of a thing about COVID as well is like, I think it created a lot of opportunities that not a lot of people notice or see. Because like, there's so many more streamers and people doing stuff like that, and you can be so much more successful because people have to sit at home and social distance. But they now have to, well, they're forced to watch YouTube, they're forced to watch, hang out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like, social media now I think is more popular than it's ever been because of, you have to,
Because of
social
COVID?
distance, like yeah. So, but like, I think that's a big part of why I did streaming too, because I was just like, I'm stuck at home all the time, like, you can't really go out, especially where I've got kids. I don't want to go take my kids out and expose them to all that.
Oh, I'm
stuff.
a crazy bastard. I'll fucking go to Walmart right now.
Dude, I'll go outside and lick someone's fucking pole. I don't give a damn.
Okay, so you're talking about opportunity though, with social media blowing up. So what opportunities are you talking about?
I mean, just that.
Yeah,
Social media is blowing up. Like, so many fucking people are becoming famous YouTubers like every fucking day, and they're making so much money from like sponsorships and shit. Like, I swear to God, every kid nowadays, like you talk to any like little kid, wants to become like a YouTube star.
Yeah, I agree with that. But not only
Like,
not just that though, but like, you know how many kids nowadays, like, okay, so like, use video games.
So like
example,
what?
Since we're playing a video game right now, let's use that as an example. So Fortnite. You look at a lot of the pros on Fortnite, dude. their age is like 13, 14, 15. Like, it's insane that these 15-year-old freaking kids, yeah, pros. Like, it's insane that these 15-year-old kids are freaking like cracked. Like, they're just insane.
Why do you think that is? Like, because, you know, kids absorb information faster. You know what I mean?
I think it's because, like, nowadays, like, a lot of parents will just, like, yeah, go do this, go do that, just to get their kids out of the way. Like, it's like a distraction for the kids so they don't have to deal with them. A lot of parents nowadays are lazy as fuck. And just want the easy route.
I have moments.
So it's like, okay, just go play the game. I'll do me, you guys do you guys. So these kids, like, become addicted to games because, like, they're kids. Of course, they're gonna love playing video games. And they just get good because, like, they're kids. They're not really gonna understand what it feels like to get bored of something. Especially when, like, your parents limit shit. Playing that shit's gonna be, like, a fucking great ass time. Like, I didn't have a PS4 for a minute, so going to Alex's every weekend and playing was, like, the fucking highlight of my week.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, a big difference between, like,
but it's just crazy though.
each generation.
Like, and again, just using Fortnite as an example, because that's what we're playing. Is like, dude, these kids are like 13, 14, and you hear about how they're pros. So it's like they're getting paid out like yearly. They're making like what I make a year, and they're freaking 14
or more.
Or more.
6 figures, man. Like, you know what I mean?
It's freaking insane that, like, you're a 14-year-old kid, and I honestly, like, because I kind of want to touch up on what Kota said about parents nowadays being lazy, because, like, I feel like that's a touchy subject, but also, like, a good topic. Because, like, I think that some parents also they're not lazy, per se, but they're, what do you call those people? Opportunists? Is that what you call it?
Like, what does that even mean?
Like you're telling me, right? Like, if Yvonne, let's say you have a kid, right? Let's say he starts playing Fortnite, right? Let's say he's like,
he gets really good at it. You think he can go pro?
Yeah, he's 10 years
You're
old,
gonna
right?
take advantage of it.
This guy's nuts. He's like cracked. You see him, he does tournaments. Like, this dude's just doing insane stuff. So you, like, naturally, you're like, okay, let's let him play a tournament. You know, he plays a tournament, he makes money. Like, are you gonna be the guy who goes, nah, you can only play an hour a day? Or are you gonna be like, shit, you're making money, dude. You can play as long as you damn well want.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be me. I'd be like, son, which mouse do you need? We're gonna get you the good one.
Like, dude, like, there's people like I've heard that Clicks dropped out of school, and so he does homeschooling just so so he has time to put in like 6 to 8 hours a day on Fortnite.
How old is he?
I think he's like 18 now, but he was famous when he was like, what, probably like 15, I think. 15 is kind of when he blew up and became a pro, and then he started making money. It might have been younger or something, but
dude, I
mean,
freaking
like,
wish.
Can you imagine that? You're just like, oh, your parents are like, yeah, go ahead and drop out of school, son, and let's get you on video games today.
I'd be like, you know what, Dad? I actually want to go to school.
Like, that's insane, and that's part of like what I think that the whole COVID in 2021 is like, 2021 is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to turn what 2020 gave us into something better. Is that a good way to say it? Better?
That's the kind of shit we talk about.
More economically better, more financially better for people.
Well,
I just think it's so much easier. Like, personally, it's so much easier, or not even personally, it's so much easier to just become like fucking rich. Like, realistically.
I don't know that easier is the right word though.
I mean, think about it. There's someone like there's kids on my Instagram that I went to high school with.
Yeah.
Flipping clothes for money.
But
like,
I don't know. I just feel like easier doesn't give it justice, because it's like if you get famous for doing something, most things. I'm gonna say most things because there's some stuff people get famous for that is stupid as shit. But most things.
Yeah, but it's so much easier.
I don't think that it's easy is the right word though. Like, because it discredits.
It's not easy for everybody, but
Like,
No.
you think these
I
pro
get it,
Fortnite
discredits
players, it's easy for them to become a pro? I don't think so. Like, I mean, we know firsthand.
There's more
we've been-
opportunities, yeah. But it's also easier. Let's be realistic. I get some people have to struggle for it harder, but there's fucking kids on my Instagram that I know from high school flipping clothes for money, making fucking good ass money. Kids 10 years ago couldn't do that shit. The fucking internet was complex.
Honestly,
I don't know,
yeah, dude,
it
that
really
is
isn't
way
that hard.
easier, bro.
I think there's more
I guess all it really takes is the
opportunities
guts to
become
try
famous,
it.
but it doesn't mean it's easier.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna do it. Realistically, not everyone has the personality to become famous. Like, I'm sorry to say it, most of those kids that want to become YouTube stars aren't gonna become fucking YouTube stars.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors, man. I think that's what I'm gonna say. It's
a lot of
just
luck and it's a lot
of
easier.
factors. That's it. It's not that it's hard or easy. There's just a lot of factors you have to consider, and if you consider all of them, it's a lot easier, but still doesn't guarantee you anything.
Like, your biggest factor is luck.
Is luck?
There's a kid that went viral on TikTok because he said, "My friend Justin is cracked on Fortnite, my dude," and then moaned. Like, who
My
went viral
middle
for
name
that
is Luck.
shit? Like, once you make it past a certain point, at that point, it's just hard work. And once you make it past hard work and you're fucking, you could sit on the couch and just make money doing nothing, then it's easy as shit. Yeah, I really don't think it's like impossible to become fucking rich now. I think it's a lot easier than what it was. I'm pretty sure somebody's not there.
I think so too, man. My girl, she's got her own business. You know that she runs from home using her Cricut machine, like crafty stuff, like super cool stuff, man. That just it's really trendy. It's $1,000 in a week.
Yeah,
Bruh,
see?
most people don't make that in 2 weeks at their 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean?
But I just
Like
hate.
that's a big deal.
I hate using the word easy because that doesn't mean it's easy.
It's not easy, but it's easier. We're not saying it's
Well,
easy. It's easier than ever.
That's what I'm arguing.
Sometimes
is
it's
I'm
about
saying
practice.
It's not easier. It's not
No,
easier
it's
because
easier.
there's more opportunity.
Think of it this way: the more you say easy, the easier it'll be to say.
Your mom's got a good point.
Then you'll like saying it.
Like, I get you don't want to say it's easy to, you don't want to downplay what people are fucking working hard for, but it's easier than ever. Like, realistically, whoever's listening and is like arguing, "Oh, it's not easy," well, you're a pussy and you're lying. It's easy.
So you basically just said I'm a pussy and I'm lying.
Yeah, I think
I
you're
call
so
it how I
scared
see
of
it.
someone like trying to cancel you. Like, this generation now is so soft, you can get canceled for anything, and it's like the dumbest fucking thing.
What does canceling something have to do with anything?
Because it sounds like you're scared to fucking downplay it, but realistically, it's easier than ever.
No, because
My
I think
middle name's easy.
I don't think it's easier, and I don't care.
You straight up
About
sound like
all
you're from
that
Generation
stuff.
Z.
You
Just
are
slap my
probably
ass
from
and call me
Generation
horny.
Z, aren't you?
I really am, and the fact that you sound more like Generation Z than me is fucking ridiculous.
Because
Hey,
You're
you
gonna
guys
start
have
telling
kids?
me.
that's a generational thing though for you. That's the problem with your generation. I was like, you guys don't see things in depth. You guys just see things and take it at face value.
Ooh, he's going for the throat. I call it how I see it. A chicken is a chicken and a pussy is a pussy.
Bam.
Like, realistically, no, I think you're just so scared of people, like, downplaying it. It's fucking easier than ever. If you want to argue that, go back to the 1940s and tell everyone, hey, did you know in my time you could get famous for fucking posting a video of yourself on the internet and just working at it? Like, it's easier than ever.
Okay, actually, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from, Alex, because I'm thinking of this right now. You don't want to say it's necessarily easier because the same concept applies. As in, like back in the day, they didn't have social media, you know, like 50 years ago. But if somebody took a photograph of you freaking naked, dude, and you put it on a newspaper at the post register for that you still pay with freaking pennies for, that's gonna go viral. And viral in their time is like the whole neighborhood knows about it and the city like 50 miles over. Was it easy to do? And that time, not really. Not at that time. That's like, you're crazy. Like the history of swear words. Have you guys seen that show? They talk about like how the word like pussy originated. It started out like literally started out being about cats. pussycats, and then people started relating that towards women because they're soft like cats and feminism and whatnot. And then people were just like fascinated with this word. Like at that time, it was so bad. You know what I mean? Like it was so different. It was so out there. They would buy magazines that had that word in it just so they could read it. Which to us now is like, dude, my daughter or my son will read that. They freaking hear it on TV or on the radio, because that's how explicit everything is nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like a whole other thing. But the point is, nowadays, all you have to do is this. But is it really easy? How many people are actually willing to do it?
That's what I'm arguing. Is like it's not necessarily easy. Like everyone can do.
That made my point. That's what I'm saying is there's more opportunity, but that doesn't mean that it's easier to become.
No, it's easier. It really is.
There's more opportunities out there nowadays, but saying easier, that it's easier for people to do what they're doing, discredits what they're doing.
Yeah, but so fucking
like
what?
Okay, how about this?
There's more opportunity right now
easier
to become a professional athlete. So does that mean it's easy to become a professional athlete?
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's easier.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying they're even worse. But fucking professional athletes in the 1980s did not have fucking Huddle that they could go post their highlights on and get fucking viral for it.
Okay, so I guess it depends on what you're talking about. Like if you're talking about social media,
and you want to hear a
way
fucking
easier.
interesting fact,
If you're talking about
we
sports,
have more information on our phones
difficulty's still
than the
there.
people did having stuff to get to NASA, the fucking moon and NASA. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that fucking it's not as easy now.
I think you
it's
gotta
straight up
like
easier.
pick and choose what you're talking about when you say it's easier, because
I think in terms of most things, it's easier.
Alex made a good point with sports. You flat out gotta be good, dude. There's no
You don't just wake up and all of a sudden you're freaking.
I never said that you just wake up and that shit happens. I said it's easier. It's not easy. It's easier. Like, if you stop and think about it, singers nowadays, like, so much people can sing. It's really, like, a lot of people are good at it. But there's so much more musicians coming out every single fucking day.
That's what I'm saying is it's
You gotta be
good
it's
at
not
it.
enough to just be good at something. That's why you can be a good singer, but you're never going to be recognized because nobody cares if you're good.
But it's not
That's
always about
why
recognition.
You have to be great at what you're doing. You can't just be good.
Look, we're
You
not talking
have
about
to
becoming
be-
fucking
You have to be
legends
a
right now.
step above everyone else.
I get what you're saying now, dude.
Like,
the
look.
standards are higher. It's
I'm-
easier, but the standards are
I
higher
am
than
a
they were
good
before.
Fortnite player, but does that mean that I deserve recognition because I'm a good Fortnite player? Hell no. You compare me to somebody like Clicks, Reed, Booga, like all the fucking pros, they're great at what they do. I'm good at what I'm doing. That's why they're getting paid out and I'm making $0 from Fortnite.
So the standards are higher. Yes, it's easier to get noticed. It's easier to be seen. There's more like networking and communication. You can meet people you've never been able to communicate with before because of like social media and internet. But because of that, at the same time, like people are also way better than they were before. So you have to step it up even more. So it's really not easier.
I agree that people are better at it than ever. But I still think it's a lot, like, it's so much easier to become successful nowadays.
That's what I'm trying to get at, is the opportunity is easier because there's more of it, but actually doing it is not easier than it was back in the 80s. It's the same. The difficulty is the same.
It really depends on what you're talking about.
It might even be harder nowadays. If we're gonna
It's
make
not
that
harder.
argument, because nowadays, like kind of what Yvonne was saying, is there's so many people that are good at what they do that you have to go above and beyond to be even better than they are.
We're not talking
Because
about becoming
there's
the
so
best. We're
many-
talking about being successful. We're not talking about being the best.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but you-
then-
No
you
shit,
use-
Sherlock. It
you
takes a lot of
use-
hard work and talent.
You use
But I said to
YouTube
become
as an
successful.
example, but I'm saying like you're saying there's so many kids out there that want to do YouTube. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so many kids out there that want to do YouTube, and I'll bet you there's a lot of them that are good at doing YouTube. But guess what? They're not great at it. They're not Logan Paul. So
Okay.
they're not successful with it because they're good at it.
But also little kids. You know the highest earning money last year was earned by a fucking child doing toy reviews? You're gonna tell me
On YouTube, yeah.
that's not hard? Yeah, exactly. How hard is it to review a fucking toy? I can pick that shit up and tell you what it's like.
If we're gonna talk about money, like, so we gotta take into account people's goals, because what do you consider to be successful? Like,
Yeah,
what is it you're
yeah.
actually trying to do? You know what I mean? Because if you're
I agree
okay
that
with
successful
60,000 a year from YouTube, fuck yeah, you're successful, dude. You made it.
When I'm talking
But
about
if you're trying to
success
make
right now,
$1 million, then that's a much harder like goal to attain.
yeah, when I'm talking about success right now, I mean like money wise. Like even getting a decent amount of money.
In that case, I would say yeah, it's probably a lot easier.
Yeah.
Money wise,
Like kids don't look at
Fuck
YouTubers
yeah.
and think, wow, I want to be like fucking, I don't know, what do kids look at YouTube for? I feel like they look at it for the money. And in that case, it's a lot easier to get money.
I don't think that's true 100%. People don't look at YouTube just for the money.
A lot of the kids, I think a lot of the kids do.
like your
Like,
generation.
Yeah, like what I'm talking about when I say I see little kids out there saying they want to become YouTubers. They want the money.
All right, everybody. I guess we'll see you on the next episode. Catch y'all later. See ya, motherfuckers.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I was drinking.
Literally, I was just waiting for someone to go first. Like,
All right. Well, yeah,
That's
this is what
freaking
we
funny.
talk about. Thanks for watching. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Check us out. Deuces.